Hello and welcome to Liam's 3D World. Today we're going to do our first tutorial. We're going to make a locker tag. So we're going to go to Assemble, New Component, Locker Tag. Say OK. And create a new sketch. And choose this plane. I'm going to go to Rectangle, Center Rectangle, and go right to the center, the origin. Bring our rectangle out. So first we know our height is going to be 50.8 millimeters. Press Tab. Our width is going to be 203.2 millimeters. Press Enter. It gives us a rectangle. We want to fillet the corners. So go to Modify Fillet. We're going to do these two. We're going to set it to 3 millimeters. We're going to select the other corners. Do the 3 millimeter fillet on them as well. And we're going to press Enter. So there's our basic shape of our locker tag. I'm going to do E for extrude. I'm going to go in the negative direction. 0.5, which is going to be half of the width of the thickness of the locker tag. We're going to do a new sketch. I'll go back to our existing sketch. Do Insert, SVG, Insert from my computer. We've got our Dickson Fire Rescue patch. Move it and resize it until we get it to where we need it. It's going to be about right there. I'm going to say OK. Now we're still on the same sketch. We're going to do Edit, Text. We're going to put text about right here. I'm going to put Simmons on this one. And have to resize it to make it fit. Make sure it's aligned center, it's aligned middle. I'm going to say OK. And right click on the text and do Explode Text. That's going to put our text as an actual part of the sketch instead of being simply text. So if we look at our patch, we've got black, white, and red, the colors we're going to do. So we're going to do E for extrude. We're going to start with our red. The text is going to be red, so let's select all the text. And we're going to go to our patch and select the DFD, which is also going to be red. DFD. That should be everything that's red. So we're going to extrude it by 0.5 in the positive direction. I do a new component. Let's say OK. Let's name that component red. So that's everything that's red. To make it easier for the rest, we're going to hide that component. Now we're going to select everything that's going to be white. So if we look at our patch again, we've got the background is white, text on the outside is white, and then the borders of that is white. So E for extrude, select everything that needs to be white. Just all of this. Now let's skip ahead. Okay. we've got all our white selected. We're going to extrude that by 0.5 millimeters. Again, do a new component. Say OK. Let's rename that component white. We'll hide the white, and then we need to extrude everything that's black. So again, E for extrude. So this time we've got the whole background is black. And these are black. And all this text is black. So let's skip ahead. Okay, so we've got everything that's black selected. I'm going to do that by 0.5. Again, a new component. And we're going to say OK. Let's name that component black. Alright. If you notice, we have a few little sections, little pieces that are not extruded, so I need to go back to the sketch because those are not going to print very well. If you double click on the sketch, let's do trim and remove these tiny pieces that won't print. So trim all of those pieces out. They're too small for a 3D printer to print. These pieces here. Remove those. Now we should have everything selected. Everything should be extruded. We've got these pieces here that are not, so let's go back and extrude those. Okay. We turn off our sketches. Everything should be flat now against the surface. So we're ready to export this. First, let's do File and Save. Call this DFD Locker Tag Simmons. That's the name that's on it. Hit Save. If we do File and Export, let's use the same name. Let's say Export. And that file is saved. So if we go to our slicer, which in this case is Bambu Studio, and do File, New Project, File, and then Import 3MF for step. And here's our locker tag that we created. So we'll say Open. And OK. Alright, you'll notice everything is one solid color. So if we go to Objects, open up that locker tag, we've got everything here. So let's color those. So the red's going to be red, white's going to be white, black and solid, which is our base, are going to be the same color. So we can zoom in and see that everything is the right color. Let's do Slice Plate just to make sure. And if we drag down, you can see we got our base and then we've got all our colors. So now if we print this, I'm going to print it to a printer with a 0.2 nozzle. We've got all of our colors selected, and then we're going to click Send. That's going to send the job to the printer. printed out. And there we go. Let's skip ahead to where this is actually printed out. As you can see, here's our finished product, printed with a 0.2 millimeter nozzle on a Bambu Lab P1S. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you'll join us next time for our next tutorial. Thank you all from Liam and Chris at Liam's 3D World.